look to the future. Imagine the brighter future. Imagine going through that fire and coming out more refined and more polished on the other end. Measure your growth.
Either way's the day going. Either way's day going. You got to dream to win. Play for it. Don't give in when. Play for it.
Continuously.
Don't quit the dream or you pay for it.
Prioritize.
Play or you pay for it.
Accomplish it.
Either way's the day going. Play or you pay for it.
Track the outcome.
Either way's day going. The winning circle stay prudent. Losers and illusions stay feuding. Forever stay learning like a student. The same rat race got your children. The same blood suckers got you building. Televise the wars and the killings. Evil and they know it. Know they gotta pay for it. Chorus.
Today we'll talk about hard times. Hard times can be a great motivator. When times get hard, often, people calls for desperate measures, right? People do a lot of things in hard times that they normally would not consider, right? You often get to know who people truly are when times get hard. Hard times tend to shape people, especially young men, young women, growing up in a world that's uncertain and trying to accomplish goals. They have dreams and aspirations. They plan for the future and hope to have a bright future. Sometimes things don't pan out the way that you wish for them to pan out or the way that you imagine them to pan out. And sometimes you plan ahead and you fall victim to circumstances, or you fall short of luck, to say, and you find yourself in hard times. Well, I will say that there's a blessing that comes with hard times, that is. Hard times have a way of bringing out the best in you, bringing out the best in a person, pushing you beyond your elastic limit. They say necessity is the mother of invention. And a lot of that necessity, often you find that necessity, right? You find your way to that necessity when times get really tough and times get really hard. But overall, it molds you. It has a way of molding you and shaping you to who you will be. And in fact, bringing out certain life skills and things that can serve you, in most cases will serve you later on down the line. It's just a matter of being able to go through that moment, right? Because oftentimes when we live in the moment, all we can think about is the pain of the current circumstances. But if you're able to look to the future, imagine the brighter future. Imagine going through that fire and coming out more refined and more polished on the other end. It's hard. It can be hard. It's not an easy thing to shift your mental frame to a more optimistic mindset. But I will say this, no matter how hard your current circumstances are or get, make every day count with moving your goals forward. Master adaptability and make it a part of your fabric and building blocks. Then it becomes easier to sail through hard times more seamlessly. Here are 15 things that you can do to overcome hard times. First is to remember that hard times don't last forever. You have to constantly remind yourself that hard times are temporary. And everything difficult, every memory, all the memories that you have attached to this moment will eventually pass. So focus on doing whatever you have to do. Take the necessary steps. Go through the process, the procedure. Find ways to reinforce a positive, to stay in a positive mind state. And remember that this too shall pass. The second thing you want to do, obviously, is if it gets too extreme, you consider seeking professional help. They are professionals who specialize in this sort of thing, right? Therapy, people who you can talk to, who can counsel you on this. So therapy or counsel, these things can offer special tools and strategies to help you navigate emotional challenges. Please do not take this for granted. Additionally, you want to ensure to maintain a routine. This is really important. Maintaining a routine is important because once you structure out your process, it has a way of taking your mind off of the hardships. Not saying forget the hardships entirely, but focus on the solution, right? And solution requires action. So structure and consistency can provide the stability required during these chaotic times. Next is you want to try as much as possible to limit your exposure to negativity. What does that mean? First of all, your own limiting beliefs. Eradicate that. Stay in a positive mindset, right? And also do your very best to avoid people, news, or situations that drain your energy or add any additional stress to you. This is very important and vital. Next thing is to learn from the experience. Every time you're in a tough situation, every time you're experiencing hardships, there's either something that got you there or something that you've neglected to do, or sometimes it's none of these factors. But there's always something to learn from that experience. So you want to look for lessons. You want to look for growth opportunities in every adversity that you're facing, right? There's something to pick up from it. Next thing you want to do is, or you should consider doing, is practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with kindness. You're already in a hard situation. Don't continue to beat yourself down, right? Avoid too much self-criticism during these times. Now, constructively criticize yourself and be open to constructive criticism from those who mean well. This is important. But don't dwell in a pity party, so to say. Next thing is you want to be intentional about journaling your thoughts. Writing, especially for me as an artist, as a musician, writing can be very therapeutic. It's an outlet to release a lot of emotions, right? It's an outlet to process emotions and brainstorm solutions. So this is key. This is vital. It's very important. Keep a journal. Track your thoughts. The next thing you want to do, or you should consider doing, is engaging in mindful reflection. Be mindful. Employ techniques like deep breathing, deep reflection, thought, and employing these things can help you greatly in reducing anxiety. Sometimes when we experience hard times or we're going through a hard moment, all we know to do is panic, even before the solution-driven mindset kicks in. So engage in reflection, in mindfulness is very important. The next thing is staying physically active. I can't stress this enough. Physical activity, i.e. workout or running, anything, right? It helps reduce your stress. And your body, when you're engaged in physical activity, your body releases feel-good hormones that helps you. It's like your body's internal, it's a form of your body's internal, should I say, therapy, right? Try not to say medicine, right? But it's a form of your body's way of coping with stressful situations. So stay physically active, right? Work out, go to the gym, go for a walk, even a light walk, right? Get some air. Very important.
And I've been good since then. Since then, I've been good. Since then, I've been good.
Being good includes I feel nothing missing. Isolated from the cockatrice's ill mission. Proverbial grass cut low within my perimeter. Ain't no snakes hissing, none close within. No mainstay, then pray with peace that can't fit in. In close range, they can't hold frame, they can't be fine. Not seeing the most high's vision. Being good since when? Good to listen and learn. The system failed some lost, some found in pen. State jail, that is, institutionally held down like gravity. With free healthcare, free dental for the cavity, all still unhappily.
Me too, and I found you, and I've been good since then.
Now, another thing you should do is consider, learn to say no. You cannot, within a 24-hour period of a day, you cannot take on everything, not even for yourself, and definitely not everything that other people expect of you. So learn to establish some boundaries so that you can preserve your energy, right? Don't take on more than what you can handle, and pace yourself, but learn to say no, right? With respect. And if there are things that you can do to help others partially, let it be known, establish that, hey, I can only do so much. I can't do everything that you expect, but I can help you with this. Now, the next thing is similar to seeking professional help, because there are some professionals who specialize in this sort of thing. Seek support. Seek support from the people around you, right? Friends, families, relatives, aunts, uncle, in-laws, whatever it is, right? Learn to express what you feel. Now, again, don't throw a pity party or bring others into your pity party, right? Or be a form of negativity for others. Don't do it, right? But you can still reach out to friends. You can reach out to family, right? Your support groups. Talk to someone. Talk to your friends. Talk to people who care, right? This can lighten your burden greatly. So it's great to exercise that. Exercise being vocal about what you're going through, right? Without becoming a negative influence to others, right? Or drawing negative energy to others. Now, the next thing, and this one is important as well, to set small achievable goals. You want to break down tasks, right? Any challenging task can be broken down into little bits, achievable bits, right? Establish timelines, right? And take manageable steps to do these things. That way, you can regain a sense of accomplishment, right? By tracking your progress, it lets you know that there's movement, that you're still moving, right? There's progress. You're taking steps. You're doing things to get out of this rut, out of this situation. And this too shall pass. Next thing is to practice gratitude, right? Equally important. Even in tough times, right? Reflecting on the small things that you're grateful for, or the people in your life that you're grateful for. It has a way of shifting your perspective, and it can make you know that all hope is not lost and that this is just a temporary situation. Important. Another thing you can do is focus on only the things that you can control, right? You can't control everything. In hard times, some things are out of your control, right? So many examples I can give, but there's certain things that when you go through difficult times, there's some things, some aspects, some variables, some things within that picture that you can do nothing about, either in the moment, maybe in the future you can do something about it. But sometimes in the moment, there's nothing you can do, right? When there's nothing that you can do about it, identify the aspects of that situation and focus on the things that are within your control and apply your energy there, direct your energy there. This will help you greatly. The last thing is acknowledge your feelings, right? Allow yourself to feel emotions without judgment or without dwelling again in negativity. Acknowledge your feelings, because bottling them up makes things much more difficult. It makes things harder. Take a moment, analyze what it is that you're feeling, and then begin the process of taking whatever steps you deem necessary to tackle it. Thank you.
Will there come a time we stop holding ourselves back? Will there come a time we get right back on track? Will there come a time we stop holding ourselves back? Will there come a time we get right back on track? Don't sell out, push and smack on wax and pretend to help get bail out. Hypocrite, prison industrial, on Napoleon complex. Take a pick, you're called to task, a call of duty in advance. Coochie wanted justice, now Afrobeat is just dance. Silly demands from corporations disguised as fans. Worldwide, Berlin to Japan.
A lot of the great CEOs and chairmen and founders of some of the major tech companies or Fortune 500 companies and, multinationals have some things in common, such as sleeping in their office for extended periods of time. And even though some of these guys may have been born or, into middle-class families and were privileged to go to great schools or decent schools, they created circumstances that mimicked hard times, right? They created an environment to mimic tough times, to bring out something in them that being in their comfort or being more comfortable, something that they cannot achieve in their comfort zone. So even forging hard times has a benefit, right? It's a mindset thing. It's all about your mindset and what you intend to accomplish. But hard times as we know it in general, most times when people fall to hard times, it's as a result of, a lack of finances or opportunities or economic marginalization and isms and schisms, right? It could be for so many reasons. But I'm a firm believer in God. I'm a believer in the Most High. And I believe that the Most High will never give you a task or a burden or something that you cannot bear, more than you can bear. He'll never do that. So in every misfortune, there's an opportunity. Every time you encounter a roadblock or bottleneck or hiccups, difficulty in your life, ask yourself, what is the lesson from this? What am I meant to pick up from this? What am I meant to overcome from this? And if you can answer that question, that on its own is a window of opportunity. You see a bright light begin to shine. And with that, you're able to start the process mentally to optimistically pave your way out of that pit. And once you adapt to difficult situations, it toughens your skin, right? It makes you more resilient, more capable of withstanding future adversities. And once you adopt the beliefs internally that fortify your willpower, because willpower is important in overcoming any hardships. Once you adopt the right beliefs that fortify your willpower, it enables you to forge your path through hardships. So friends, I say, embrace hard times, learn lessons from it, and seek to understand what the purpose of that moment is, because there's always a blessing there, and there's always a lesson for the future. Thank you.